Welcome back, heroes. We return once again to the Outrunner. Our heroes have just revealed many secrets to each other, and maybe have come a little bit closer as a partnership on this quest. You can feel the slow swirling of the ship in the whirlpool, and then you begin to feel this feeling in your stomach of the descent. You find yourselves only momentarily in the upper part of the tube, and then a fast descent down the tube as the water washes out the bottom, carrying your ship along with it and riding out into a much different sounding forest. The Crystal Forest is mostly quiet, except for the tingle of chiming. The Enchanted Forest is not. You hear the wild cries of creatures everywhere. Birds, what sounds like monkeys in the distance. And as soon as you all plow out into the river, you see a pair of mole rat bears on the edge of the shoreline. Ugly, wrinkled, hairless wonders. The two creatures with their big bear tusks are going to turn after they've seen you with their hideous faces and go into their hidden tunnel beneath a bush. As you ride out into the waters, you will also see it is significantly greener than the Crystal Forest, filled with algae, hiding whatever lurks beneath the waters. The river is much mightier, and the trees significantly larger. They tower over the Outrunner, and their canopy is tall and thick enough to where it hangs over the forest, blocking out the sun. Potjack is going to get up with an angry smack to the deck. "Stupid trees," he says.
He smacked the deck?
He didn't smack it hard enough to break it.
Okay,
good.
Just checking.
Just to get himself up, mostly.
June will look down at the sleeping Kenku and say, well, now it's time. She pulls out the coin.
You're going to see Potjack is going to reach down and drag his hand in the water, and he's sort of holding on to the banister, and then he pulls up a big fistful of algae and eats it, and then is going to pull himself back onto the ship.
How far can he reach down?
Well, he's hanging off the edge.
I pictured the ship to sit up higher. Okay.
It's a big
You
boy.
hear the bolt of lightning strike as Pazzx appears. "Greetings," he says.
Does he notice the floating bird?
He does. He looks to the side. "We will deal with that momentarily," he says. "I am quickly to deliver these letters," he says, handing you a stack of letters, honestly.
Oh. Wow.
Those are both the roll. None of them are. There's none for rolling.
I'll just off.
You didn't write to anybody.
She quickly shuffles through the envelopes to see who they were all from first.
Looks like most of the major nations have sent back.
She's not going to open them right now.
"Are you prepared?" he says.
There are some things you need to know.
"A moment." Then he appears back in front of you again with another lightning strike. "I have informed the two messengers that were to meet you that they no longer need to do so."
I thought I had to call them.
"You do not need to anymore."
That was not a game question, but okay. Sorry. She nods and she says, the separation was successful. He is no longer contaminated by darkness. However, he has no memories of before. He has the mentality of a fairly smart toddler. And it also seems as though he might have imprinted.
"Drop him."
She's not going to drop him. She gently sets him down.
Pazzx is going to go up to the bird. He smacks him fairly hard on the face. He's going to start and wake up. State your name, Pazzx says. Walksnoroads looks up. State your destination, he says. How long?
How long what?
How long will he be like this?
I don't know. It's not like I have a precedent. Frankly, it's a miracle that we successfully expelled all of the darkness.
Run as fast as you can, Pazzx says to the Kiwi. Hunt? No, run.
But return.
Okay. Walks, turns.
She knows exactly what was going to happen with that.
He's going to step, faceplant.
He is still weak.
He's going to zap him back up into standing mode. Walks falls over immediately again. He's going to zap him back up into standing mode. He kind of wobbles there for a moment, and then is going to flop around hilariously on his feet. No, Pazzx says. He's going to run forward and place him back in the starting pose. He goes, run! Quickly! Walks is going to... and runs about 2 feet. What is wrong with his powers?
Well, if you would like to explain a bit more about how they work, I could help you. But beyond that, I don't know.
There is an unfeeling, reptilian-like aspect to Pazzx. He is going to stare hard at the Kiwi as it frolics along the deck. He says, he is currently useless. Please summon me when he recovers.
You want us to take care of him. For you.
If he is burdensome, I will kill it.
You'll do no such thing on my ship.
I do not need to kill him on your ship.
Captain, is it all right if Walksnoroads stays?
Of course.
He may stay.
If it flees, tell me. We'll hunt it down and kill it. Thank you for your aid.
She nods.
We will discuss payment. Privately.
She nods.
Where is privacy?
She actually looks at you again. May I?
She gestures over. Go ahead.
Thank you. She walks that way.
He is going to walk slowly into the area.
What? I don't think I've
You
ever
see
actually
that he's
seen him
actually
take a
quite
step.
stiff when he moves normally. He is going to step in and shut the door. What is it you want?
What is it you are able to offer?
Monetary payment, he says.
Is that all?
What else is there? He looks up at you.
Is there anything you can tell me that would enable me to help him get better?
He is not normal.
She lifts an eyebrow.
That is what I can tell you.
I'm not gonna press it, and she
He
goes,
was an adventurous soul. He sought far wondrous lands. Childish things.
how old is he?
7.
How long do they usually live? I can't remember.
30.
Okay. Is there anything else that I should know about his personality that might come through?
He enjoyed hunting.
I gathered that.
do not know him.
She nods. I see. What sort of payment would be feasible for something like this? This is a, super exclusive surgery that nobody but, pretty much me could have done, so.
I don't know.
Well, Sarah doesn't know, so that's why I would like to roll, if I may. Like, June would totally be able to know this shit.
What, are you trying for some kind of clever payment?
No, I mean...
Informal payment? Informational payment?
No, she's guessing that information is not something that they will give. And she's pretty certain of that, so she just says she would like a fair monetary payment.
Okay. You negotiate that he will give you a wealth point.
1?
Yes.
Okay. She will state that. I don't know exactly how much a wealth point is. I can't remember.
100,000 gold pieces.
That's fair? Or is it like super fair?
That's like a lot.
Okay. That's fine. I won't be greedy. What?
I mean,
June's
that's
not
way
greedy.
more than a normal dude's life is worth.
Well, yeah, but... She goes, I believe that 100,000 gold will be sufficient.
When delivery?
Sorry?
When would you like delivery?
She shrugs. Within this century?
Jesus.
She sighs as she looks at the 100,000 gold that's, heavy. And she goes, acceptable. The deal is complete.
He nods.
I will contact you if he regains his memories. And his abilities.
There is an unusual thing that has recently joined the messengers. Have you ever heard of a simian?
I have, right?
Yeah. They live on one of the Ember Isles. They're monkey folk.
Yeah, she goes, yes, I have.
You seem knowledgeable.
She nods. I have studied them in the past.
I would have any knowledge you possess on this race.
Why? You said...
There is a problem with his anatomy.
Ooh.
He is unable to sustain speed.
In which way?
Their legs are double jointed. They wear out.
I see.
Replacements are failing.
She pauses as she thinks and she goes,
They were meant for trees, not around.
Give me a moment. She reaches into her bag and then she pulls out her mirror and she pokes Annalise. She there?
Yes.
Anna, I need you to go into my office and retrieve volumes 10,762 and volume... Oh, that would be helpful. 968.
As she retrieves the information that he is requesting, and you give it to him,
She's going to ask her to magically copy out specific pages and paragraphs, which she states, and then she says, I will have a messenger pick them up from the Giran. They'll be in the messenger boxes in Giran.
I appreciate this act of good faith.
Of course.
He says, I now know that I can trust you with the secrets that you may happen to uncover on this creature.
She nods. I might be able to help you come up with solutions, but I'm not sure. Read through the notes that I give you. If you need help beyond that, feel free to contact me. An exchange of knowledge will be needed, though. I can't simply make it up.
my business is finished.
Good day then.
You guys hear the thunderbolt of him leaving.
And the door slam.
The door is actually just like...
Okay. How big is that bag of gold, out of curiosity?
It's big. I mean, it's mostly platinum.
Yeah, but... So... 100,000. That's a lot of platinum still. I mean, it's a pretty freaking heavy bag, right?
Yes.
June looks at it, tilts her head slightly, and she goes, oh, nothing for it. Pops the bag down, and she puts it into her box.
How much was Potjack's reduced rate that he offered us?
50% off 100,000.
Okay, so half a wealth point?
Yes.
Okay.
June does take out 2 platinum bars.
Okay.
And pockets them.
Okay. Like in your bag of holding?
No, well, actually, how big are they? Oh, yeah, bag of holding.
How much are 2 platinum bars worth? Exactly.
So 10 platinum each, so 100 gold each.
Okay.
She's going to exit, and where are you guys? You two specifically.
I'm on the edge of the ship, and I'm listening to like the sounds he described of like animals in the wilderness, just like going crazy.
I'm probably with them.
She walks up to both of you and says, here, and hands each of you a platinum bar.
What's this for?
You aided in the experiment. Payment.
Isaac looks at it, but he doesn't reach out for it, and then he motions over and says, Prongor, take this to my chambers. Thank you.
Prongor is going to come up and gracefully accept the bar, and then walk it downstairs.
Yeah. She's very casual about it. It's like it's whatever. Considering I have, like, so much more in my bag right now.
No letters from me, Potjack says.
Did you write to
one?
anyone?
Well, some people send me letters, he says.
Like fan mail? She asks.
Yes, like fan mail, he says, a bit offended. You'll get fan mail?
Guess I never really thought about it. No.
He says, well, I think that tells us which one of us is better, he says. And he's going to head back towards the side of the ship. By the way, this swill was quite good.
I did tell you it was the best stuff we had.
I thought you were lying to me.
She just smiles.
You can tell that Potjack is still a little salty about you winning the last fight. All right, as you guys check over your notes, what are you all... I'm sorry. You guys see Juniper's letters are sealed with intricate, patterned city seals, only one of which is Garen.
What are those? She asks.
She goes, I wrote letters to... She actually stops and she looks over at him.
Never mind. Sorry. I forget he exists.
I look forward to when he gets off.
So, do any of you sit down to respond?
She is going to go ahead and look through them really quick.
Okay. You can read any of them that you like. The one from the songs might be an interesting one.
Yes, but again, she says, if we're going to read these, I strongly suggest we return to our quarters.
It's a night for sharing, isn't it? All right.
Do all of you return?
Bali, do you want in?
She's like, I want to be in the know. What the hell's wrong with you, girl?
She motions her over and shows her the letter as well.
Okay. She gives you a bright, interested look when she sees who it's from. She says, I need to finish.
I was wondering.
I know that I don't think she'd tell us that.
I don't think she would either. She says, I reached out to my contacts within the pirate leadership to see if they can keep an ear down to the ground.
Rona?
The matron.
Yeah, that is the pirate word for Freya, Rona's wife.
Is that a well-known thing?
Within pirates?
Yeah, not
outside.
Can you hold on to the cloth?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, June looks like she knew what you meant, though.
So, Roland, do you make your way back in?
Yeah.
Isaac?
Yep.
Okay. All of you head back into the cabin. Potjack is just going to kind of like throw his hands up. Fine, he says. And he sort of rolls so his back is to you all.
She says, sometimes I think he gets lonely.
You are going to see Johnny losing terribly to Dom in a chess game. You all head back in. Who begins?
You see June immediately take a seat and pop the seal on one, literally pull it out, look at it, set it down, and do the next. And she does that for each one. What?
You're not going to read them?
So
I
what's
did.
going on?
So, she goes, I sent letters to all of the kingdoms in the world. The only one that did not reply, other than Farm Watch, because let's be honest, they never would, is not
Aragoth.
Thank you. Is Aragoth.
You sent a letter to King Yen-Jassi?
Why?
Because as much as my personal feelings are against that individual.
That brutal dictator?
Oh, I have so many more words than that. But, it feels like she's literally trying to pull herself away from that topic. You sense a very deep-seated hatred for this person.
He really approves of that.
What?
I said people still live there.
Yes. Exactly. And while my personal feelings dictate I do not want to interact with that creature, I still have to include him, because this affects the entire world.
What did you tell him?
The same thing I told all of the kingdoms. I told them that a group of questers were summoned by a fate prophecy in order to look into a very... What's how did I word it? She said... To look into the event that occurred in Yen-Jassi's lair. Then I responded with... I shouldn't respond. And then I continued with telling them about fate's breaking and the slow degradation of it over time.
I wonder how he responded when he saw that one.
My belief is that he probably did not believe me. The Winter Child wishes to know... She wants to seek verifications with the Godmothers directly. Good luck with that. She actually looks amused at that. And then she wanted to know more specifics about it. Pendulum responded predictably, saying that they don't believe us, that isolationism is the way to handle it, and that this is foolish. Surprise, surprise. What's her name? It's not.
Alirna?
Thank you. Sorry. Alirna says that they would like a personal meeting with us in order to gain more specifics. My guess is that the Lady of Truth would like to learn the truth of it all.
It is well known that Kahira, the queen, one of the two queens of Alderna, is able to see the truth in all things. You cannot lie to her.
Needless to say, I will not be attending that. Let's see. She's slipping through. The kings of Garen state that they are recalling all of their armies and that they have informed Harper's crew of what is happening. If we need any aid, we are to send to them. So far, they are closing the city.
Roland, they've initiated the Sword Act.
She says that.
It's something that's never been done in your lifetime. It was made by King Coldname, actually. It was, if the homeland is in danger, all forces around the world return to Garen itself.
Yeah, she says that. Well, she doesn't explain it, but she says they've initiated the Sword Act. And then, lastly, Lady Nothing of Selenox responded. She actually looks at you and smiles. You and Bali were mentioned. She said...
Bali.
What? Sorry, my bad. Sorry. She says, you and Jania were mentioned. She said it wouldn't have worked out anyway.
Isaac kind of like pulls his cloak to conceal his face. And then he says, very funny. What does it actually say?
It actually does say that.
What? Well, his handwriting is beautiful.
Go ahead and read it to us, Isaac.
Did you make a play for Lady Nothing?
He ignores you and says, to the godmothers, I was quite startled as I read your letter. So direct and from a godmother no less. Are you part of the leadership? I have difficulty sussing out truth from rumor among your organization. I'm afraid you have contacted the wrong person concerning your problems, however. I am not an individual to lead the way forward through crisis. I am constantly in crisis, in fact, so this seems just a normal day to me. If I am no fool, and I do not believe I am, you have a godmother among those questers at the center of the continent? If this is where this information was derived from, good luck with your quest, and give my regards to Isaac and Jania. Tell Isaac he was cute, and so bold when he was young, and in recent times. We would have never worked as a relationship, though. My heart belongs to another. Lady Nothing of Selenox.
My dear Isaac, if you could blush, I think you would be.
Isaac's gonna walk out of the room.
Yeah, inspiration.
Yeah.
Rough.
Goodbye.
Juniper, I was just showing Roland. My men on the ground. Things are getting so crazy out there that even common city dwellers like them can tell that something's going on. Dragons across the continent going berserk. Bloodthirsty. Looking for combat. It seems to coincide with what we're hearing around the ship right now.
She looks concerned by that. It's been a long time since that was a problem. She goes, that hasn't been an issue in a very long time.
I think things may be falling apart faster than we thought.
I'll have to add that to my calculations.
It would be fairly easy to deduce that if Krator and Kazor fought, the dragons are considering the possibility of another war.
Oh god, yeah, the moment she thinks that, she's like, they better not.
If that wasn't problem enough, swarms of undead continuing to push into the south.
From Vars.
Yeah.
You want to specify.
Oh,
From
yeah,
Vars.
that is unsettling. Honestly, though, I'm a little more concerned about the dragons. If they start up another war,
It took 5,000 years to put down the last time.
Oh my. That's quite a long time.
I'm a student of history.
Popular today.
So it seems.
He hands it to you, Femi.
Oh.
Sorry.
June starts reading it, and Euphemia is like, give me that.
Yep.
Too late. I already know what it is.
Oh.
Everything all right, Roland?
June, you would recognize Harper's seal on the letter that was given to Roland.
Yeah, makes sense. He just said he's always suspicious of Zithrid.
I beg your pardon?
Roland's got it out for Zithrid, or Harper's got it out for Zithrid real bad, and he pretty much always thinks it's Zithrid.
Well, that's
Which
nothing
could be
new.
Zithrid. But, that is literally how I read it. I'm like, he thinks everything's Zithrid. Could be right.
So,
I'll say
Zithrid is a race of what I call elders. They were darkness-infested creatures, and they are powerful, psionic beings that live beneath the ground in the Underdark. Zithrid is a paragon of their race and enemy of Harper the Bold. I think he's just doing that.
It looks like a shard of the crown has been found.
Where?
Where?
Drummel. Apparently.
Out of game, where is that?
It's only 2 days from here, Dom says.
It's an elven kingdom.
It's on the south.
Wait, is that... Okay, which one?
It's Phaelin's kingdom.
Oh, is it? Okay. She is... Her eyes widen. She goes, that isn't... It is directly through the forest, but that's not bad.
No.
No big waterways that head down that way, Dom says. Only small ones. Couldn't fit the outrunner.
No.
But you could take one of the boats.
We wouldn't have much to defend ourselves with on one of the boats, but we could.
We are very close, though. About how many days?
2.
2.
Someone's gonna have to get it.
Well, we need to.
They seem quite amenable to turning it over to us. So they're keeping it safely behind the keep. She hands it over to June.
Would you like to read it?
Yeah. June glances at it and will hand it back, but I'll read it to you. She goes, "To the fated questers. Greetings, questers. Addressing you is a lord of Drummel, kingdom of elven kind. My name is... Keaton?
Yeah.
Lothloriel?
Yeah.
Okay. Keaton Lothloriel. 12 days ago, one of my huntsmen was startled when a great fiery stone fell from the sky and shattered a nearby area of forest. It was collected and brought back to my keep. When I experienced strange visions upon examining the stone, I reported the frightening magic to my king and lord of the realm, who sought the immediate advice of wise sages to clarify the nature of this rock. It was quickly discovered that this stone is actually a shard of Yen-Jassi's great crown, and a connection was made to the kingdom of Garen and your special quest. I have just been informed that you are seeking just such stones, and I would gladly return this one to the Dragon Lord, and aid the famous and noble heroes of your band as much as elvenly possible. It seems as though delivery of such a large stone is both dangerous and costly. Much better for it to remain behind my keep's walls and under my guard's eyes until such a time as you are able to collect the rock. Please write back as soon as possible to discuss this possibility. Yours, Keaton Lothloriel, nobleman of Drummel." So it's a larger one. It might be wise to continue on our path to where we're planning and perhaps get it on the way back through.
Coming back this way will be against the river, Tom says.
Out of game, I'm sorry. I forgot. What was our plan?
You're headed to Mirban's Tower.
Yes.
Now at the end of the river.
Yes, but there was more to it. We were talking about where the gist of where things landed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we were planning on...
We could sense what direction they were in. Yeah.
But I don't remember where the lines went.
This apparently is the one that went towards Bridgewalk.
Gotcha. So we didn't need to go all the way down there. Wasn't there another one that was in this general direction as well?
Yes, it went down near the Sky Range.
Okay, gotcha.
Went through the Sky Range, I should say. As you all consider that, it is growing quite late at night. And Dom is about to take over on the wheel for the night. We may want to leave the guard up.
I think that's wise.
As twilight comes on, you are going to suddenly see a little flying creature soar through the sky, rather unimpressive or really unnoticeable amid the flock of many birds that you've seen so far, which are brightly colored. Some, however, are specifically forest green of the brightest quality. And you've seen a very large crane going through and picking at the fish on the shoreline. This singular flying creature, though, is difficult to see in the twilight, and then it is joined by perhaps 100 other creatures. One of them is going to be sort of grabbed out of the air as it annoys Potjack. And he holds up a bird piranha.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
He's going to hurl it mightily at a tree and embed the creature in a tree. He says, "We may hunker down for the night. It's going to get messy. Anything made of meat's going to eat."
I really want to just fireball it.
He says, "You may fireball one, but there's going to be thousands."
Oh no, that wasn't said out loud. That
Okay.
was Sarah going, it would be fun to fireball it.
I think it's best if most everyone sleeps
Below deck.
But the ship must be steered.
You best park.
You want us to stop the boat?
Look, I'm not kidding you. I've seen these things eat an entire, he's going to say, an entire hydra.
She's pausing and she goes, he's not wrong.
I could have Phalor steer the ship for the night. He's but bone and leather. They won't be interested in him.
Do you know how to steer a ship?
That would be my next question.
Yeah, you steered ships
I was going to say,
before.
being from Selenox, I know how to pilot a boat. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The river is... The problem lies in Phalor's vision. It's not infrared.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see in the dark.
Are there windows below deck?
To the sides, not to the front.
Not in the front.
Dang it. Could I touch the wheel and animate the ship's steering?
You would animate the ship.
Yeah, could I do that, or is that too big?
I mean, you could. If everyone's okay with it.
Yeah, convince her. I'd like to watch.
It's actually somewhat
Intriguing.
interesting. Yeah.
Well, Captain, those are your two options if I'm to help.
You want to animate my ship?
I would be piloting it.
You'd be doing more than piloting it if you would feel it.
Yeah.
The ship wouldn't be able to see very well, but
Shouldn't be
it
able
has
to
tremor
see a hole.
sense.
Is tremor sense in the water enough for me to be able to keep it in
It's
the
basically
center?
like sonar.
Okay. Yeah. Isaac seems confident. At least until the piranha birds are gone. I doubt they'll be here all night.
I had another option, but I like that one too much, so I'm not going to say it.
With a stipulation. If I don't like it, we stop. Right then. Yes.
Of course. I am already at the mercy of your crew. I doubt I'd have much of a choice.
You make us sound like we're barbarians.
No, but I know that I'm not a very good swimmer.
She'll smile. Noted. All right.
Hooves.
Hey, horses can swim.
Triss is going
And
to come up
cows.
on deck.
Yes, they can.
What's going on?
We might have an animated ship in a moment.
Wait, what?
Sorry, not laughing.
Isaac is going to reach out and... Are we still on the deck?
Yes.
Okay. And he's going to grab a coil of rope that's coming down from the mast, and he's going to wrap it around his hands and close his eyes, and then attempt to animate it.
It's big.
Can you
really
heal
hope
the
this
things
works.
you animate?
What?
Can you heal the things you animate if they're injured?
Okay, out of game,
Yes.
when I sleep, anything that is under my control gets repaired.
Ah!
So,
That's the cheapest way to friggin' do it ever. And I love it.
but
Hope this works.
in game, you guys don't know that. Except unless you interpreted it from when I read you my fate earlier. So, okay.
Triss is going to grab your hand before you touch the
Not gonna
rope.
be happy with it.
Okay. I look down at her.
Up.
Triss is the tall one, yeah.
She
I get them
goes,
mixed up.
The tall one.
"We're doing this, Captain?"
We need to keep moving. None of us can be above deck with those things out there.
Wait. Shadow, where's that tree? Shadow is going to put one finger down on the deck. We're only 1 mile away from the tree. Why don't we make dock there? We're going to go get it in tomorrow morning, right?
She makes a good point.
She looks at you. A moment. She walks up to Triss.
I yank my hand away.
Let's speak for a moment, she says to her, and pulls her a little away from the group.
Not gonna lie, Sarah's gonna be so disappointed if you don't get to do it.
All right. You can tell she is outraged that this is being considered. Her eyes are sort of wide, and you haven't seen her nostrils flare in a long time.
You're the foremost expert on this ship.
You don't even like him, Captain. She says, "You're going to give him the ship.
I'm not
You could
giving
just steer
him
us
shit.
into the... I mean, is he even alive? You could just...
I don't think I've seen this side of you in a while, Triss. It's our home, she says. I get it.
If your house grew chicken legs and ran around, would you be fine with it?
Some houses, yes. But generally, no.
I don't get how you're calm about this. You were just talking about this. Like yesterday.
We've had some heart-to-hearts. And
You and him?
not just us, she says. I think he knows I would kill him if he did anything.
He may not be intending to do anything, but if the opportunity presents itself, you've seen his servant, she says. He's always scheming.
The servant is one thing, but I will say I think he might be a little bit better than I thought. Nonetheless, I consider you our expert. If you think we should dock there, we need that wood.
We can't go get the wood in the dark, she says. Especially not with whatever thing's coming. So waiting till morning makes the most sense anyway. You can tell you don't need the repairs. kickstarters. She is definitely using them as an excuse to not have Isaac animate the ship.
I'll honor your wishes on this.
Sorry.
Thank you, Captain. She says.
She holds out a hand. Remember, I'm doing this because I respect your knowledge. I respect what you bring. You understand that, right?
Yes, Captain. She says.
Good. I'll go tell the rest. And she says, all right. We're going to go ahead and... we're going to go get the wood instead. Stay nearby for the night. The offer was appreciated.
Understood. Less work for me. And Isaac will head under deck.
You happen to glance at June. You see a vaguely disappointed look on her face.
Where Shadow tells you all, you stop. Shadow is going to walk up towards Roland. She seems excited about something. She's going to gesture and nod her head towards her tail. And then she's going to... she's going to have grappled a piece of bark off a nearby tree. And place the bark in her hands and sit back on her haunches. And then she's going to take her tail and jaggedly write your name. And then she gives it to you. She looks very proud.
How big is it?
Like you could fit the bark in your hands.
Gotcha. He takes it from her and looks at her and smiles. And he walks over to his bag and puts it in his bag.
You think that was the best thing you could have done. She looks delighted.
That's so adorable. Is this out in the open or is this elsewhere?
It's I'd say most of you have gone below deck at this point, but not everybody.
So I guess we gotta sleep below deck today.
You park.
She looks at you and says, would you mind if I cast alarm?
Please, do. Is there anything else that you could cast?
She pauses and thinks about it.
As you're considering it, you're going to see the sky blacken with millions of them.
Oh, let's do it below deck, shall we?
Potjack says, some migration.
You know a lot about this, she says.
We pick up Dame Spielberg. He says as he fits his gut down the stairs. Clevey jumps on the... he jumps in one of the jail cells. He's sleeping in your room tonight.
Oh, no. All right.
He's gonna find the magazine.
He's really good.
I really, really want him to steal that and then go to Yuffie and ask, what is this?
Lose it.
I think, so after being indirectly rejected by Lady Nothing, in a fit of frustration, Isaac would have taken the magazine and, just thrown it off the ship.
Oh, Johnny is going to be pissed at you.
Yes.
In a moment of bad judgment.
Was it bad judgment, though? I mean...
Yes, only because it wasn't his.
You suddenly hear, as you all are nestled downstairs with the hatch shut, a rain of thousands of bodies hit the upper deck. You'll also hear kind of flopping around on the deck. The creatures don't have any legs, so they take their first flight, and then die. And they usually will strip the flesh out of anything they find on the way.
Locusts.
As the creatures land on your deck, you're certain that there will be hundreds of them that you'll need to wipe off in the morning.
Gross.
Yeah.
Potjack is going to lay down between the cots, and both Triss's and Bali's are going to be pushed to the side by his great girth.
I'm really happy I strung up a hammock.
That cannot be comfortable, Bali says, looking down as his fat rolls sort of lay over her chest underneath her cot. Who's forward? Potjack says.
Well, I guess I need to find a place to sleep on my own ship, too. Are there any extra cots in there?
You have one.
Do we have a cell open in the brig?
If there's one, because I got rid of my own. She goes, I stopped using the one that was required for me and strung up a hammock. You can use the one that I was using.
You can use mine, Captain, Johnny says. I got a sleeping bag.
No. If there's an extra one, I'll take it.
She unshrinks it, because she had just stored it. So she goes, give me a second, I'll get it out for you. She pulls out the bag and sets it down, and she just makes it big again.
She's going to walk into the brig to check on Clevie.
Is this the first time you've come into the brig since you put me in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, Isaac has clearly customized it to his tastes. It doesn't look like a brig anymore. There's like a very fine tapestry hung in one corner, and he has like a workbench set up with all his tools laid out, and it looks much more affluent than what you're used to.
She's going to open the door and take a step in.
His cot is covered with like some very fine bedding that you'd see in a fancy hotel.
Is your cot made?
Made?
Yeah.
Oh, clearly Prongor makes it every day. Come on! What are you taking for?
She's going to step back out and close the door for a minute, like thinking maybe she saw wrong and try again. What in the name of Satan's hopes? What have you done? She asks you.
You look at Isaac, and he's sitting in one corner, and he has one arm of Phalor, like, disconnected from the rest of his skeleton, and he's, like, tweaking something, and he goes, "What are you doing in here?"
It's my ship. And Clevie's in here.
He takes the arm and kind of, like, flops it around, and, like, throws it on the floor.
Can you touch the arm?
Clevie's going to, like, look up over his blanket.
I can.
Okay.
You good? She asked him. You sure you don't want to sleep in there with the rest of us? Oh, there. All right. You'll look after him, right?
Of course.
How about a song? Potjack says.
Please no.
Speaking...
As you say it first, he's going to focus his eyes on you. I've got a song about the godmothers, he says.
She just gives him the most droll look. And just, kind of hovers her way into the hammock.
Speaking of keeping an eye on, where's Walks?
He's with me.
Okay.
She's been worried about your son.
She's been floating him around.
No.
Potjack is going to stand up.
Okay, it's fine.
Go ahead.
Can Potjack stand up down here?
Yes.
Okay.
She was just going to ask, I mean, do you really intend to help,
Help what?
well,
Spit it out.
help raise this?
I doubt there will be much raising involved. That thing will get its memory back in no time.
I feel like that might be what a lot of fathers think.
That's very deep of you.
Very interesting view on fathers.
Well, hers is dead.
So?
Yeah.
Euphemia, Isaac, from the other room, you will hear, "Godmother, godmother, here is a dance, a spin, a leap, a prance."
She's going to look at Isaac.
And then you
Maybe
hear-
I should stay in here.
Oh, God.
Potjack jumps.
And the whole
Mother,
ship.
godmother, grant me a wish, a hope, a dream, a wondrous thing, that I might find who I am. A wish for socks, a wish for crops, a wish for love and kindness. A wish to win and all again, even a cure for blindness. But what do you ask in return for your gifts? This I always wonder. For brownies, politeness. For angels, contriteness. And giants, they trade the thunder. Is it our secrets you trade like coins as you watch from behind the wind? A frog, a crow, a bat, or a crone, her old mouth turned in a grin. Whatever you ask, whatever the task, it possesses uncanny fortune. So dance I will to ask for my need, to right my awful misfortune. He finishes. He's going to have, like, spun a little pirouette around the room, and then, like, gives, like, a...
I just have a vision of his head being, like,
is, yeah.
attached to the ceiling.
It's like scraping the ceiling whenever he stands up.
That wasn't as bad as the other song.
Because it wasn't about you.
Yeah.
Do I have to go back in there? She says under her breath.
We've got room.
Bolly's going to pat you on the shoulder. Save yourself, stay in here. And then she's going to head back in next to Potjack. The smell is permeating the room. And I think one of those parasites touched me, she says.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. She's gonna go settle in next to Clevie.
Slumber comes hard.
You sit down and you feel something, like, hard underneath you, and you get up, and, like, a little metal homunculus crawls out from underneath the blanket.
She's gonna make, like, a short little, like, ah!
It, like, opens up a chest and, like, throws itself in there and then shuts it.
You have inspiration.
Yeah, I do.
You're killing it today.
It's silent in the morning. When you wake, Triss wants to get a search party together to go find a tree. She will go. She would like Johnny to go, and she would like 2 more. Preferably strong people. In case danger happens.
Roland? I can go.
You'll come with us? Triss says towards Roland.
Of course.
Might be needed to carry some logs. Have you ever carried them on your back?
Yeah, I was like, really, Captain?
Wait.
I suggest Prongor, honestly.
Or...
How strong is Prongor?
Very strong.
Yeah, Prongor.
Yeah, she goes, oh, why not Prongor?
Prongor is always able and willing to help. Isn't that right, Prongor?
Yes, Master.
You can carry a few logs. I've seen you carry quite a bit more than that.
He nods.
Considering
Was
she
it
saw
stuffy?
him lugging your crap.
Yeah.
It would be a great boon to the ship if you could do that.
And just think, you'll get out of cleaning up the piranha birds.
He does seem to consider that a boon. Well, I suppose that I shall do so then, he says. If Master Isaac wishes it.
Was there a range limit on my...
No.
Okay.
There's not.
I'm going to send the homunculus with him.
He nods. And then, I will return soon, he says.
Take your time.
You can see through your guys, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Roland, you head off with the other 3 to go and gather the
Who else going? Triss?
Triss, Jonia, and Conor. The rest of you head up on deck and find a disgusting, sloppy mess of fish brood. Their wings have been flopped about. You'll step on one every time you move, and you'll feel the bones crack in them.
Do they have any good usefulness purposes?
She's wondering, are they edible?
They can be made into a stew if you pluck their teeth.
Any others?
You
Like
can use
magical
them for bait.
ones? Okay, so they're just like normal nuisances.
Yes.
Okay.
She'll instruct everyone then to save a certain portion of them so we could make a stew or use them while fishing?
You just see June just reach her arm out and just do that, and a swath of them just start.
In Stellanox, their eggs, which are littering the sides of the ship, are made into a caviar. That is quite tasteful, but it requires a master chef and a lot of time.
I don't say anything.
Their eggs are little bunched white clusters on the edge of the ship, which need cleaning. It is about an hour's long job. You all are going to head through the woods. You're going to see a monkey bat following you around.
Monkey bat.
Its giant ears are framing a monkey-like face as it looks down at you, and it's going to turn its ears to listen to you all as you pass.
That's so cute.
Kind of creepy, too.
What?
Kind of creepy, though, too.
Yeah, for sure.
You are going to see several ferret foxes moving through the underbrush on the morning's hunt. And Johnny is going to kind of kick a bush to scare him away. Think we'll find anything big? She asks hopefully.
I don't know. Everything else seems to be pretty small and not looking too worried.
If we do, Frongor says, I am certain that this group is more than capable of taking care of it.
I think you could take care of him by yourself, Brongor.
He doesn't say anything back to you. He just looks awkward. It was a short stint that we stayed in Garen, he says. Does Garen have any clockwork shops within its border?
Tons in the upper quarter, mostly.
He nods. Soon enough, the conversation turns to Jania and Prongor talking about their home. Prongor is talking... Both of them are grimly laughing about their family's murders when they were both young. And you can tell that they are rather lighthearted in bonding over their shared loss.
Where's Jania from?
Stellanox.
Oh, okay.
They also both have the same favorite sandwich shop. Triss is mostly quiet and sweaty, but she will turn towards you and say, So, travel a lot?
Yeah. Sorry we're making such a mess of the ship.
You're not.
I'm trying. I saw Shadow's wall art in the below deck, and I'm sorry about that. She tries to communicate the best way she can.
Adorable.
I knew someone who knew you.
Who?
His name was Tagarth. You need to roll a history check.
Oh, sorry.
Can I roll history?
Sticky arms.
You're not there.
I'm listening.
I'm listening always.
That was
Totally
the entire
nothing.
purpose
From
of them sending
Brongor?
the homunculus.
Oh, the homunculus.
8.
8. You cannot roll.
Okay.
No, you don't remember.
From
She
where?
says, Stonewall, the school, you punched him really hard in the face and knocked him out. He was kind of a bully.
How old is he?
He's our age.
Okay.
I think I'm a year older than you, she says. Anyway,
I had a lot of bullies when I was a kid.
he's different now. He moved to Bellwether when he was 16. We met there, she says.
Well, that's good. Stonewall's rough. A lot of kids kind of left their own devices.
It must be stupid to have someone remember that you punched them 27 years ago.
I mean,
Does that ever get annoying? I mean, I kind of always wanted to be famous, but after seeing it from you, I kind of don't want to now.
Yeah, that's not that great. It's not everything it's cracked up to be. Most of the things people hear about me aren't really even true. Except, I guess...
12 sisters.
Cut that in a quarter. Just about.
Oh, it's way less.
Yeah. Got a... 4 older. Oh, damn. I guess just about half. Shit. I always forget about Jaina because she's so much older. She seems like a second mom.
But her name is Jaina, and you're talking to Jania.
Her name is Jania. They're named after the same person.
Oh, I thought her name was Jaina.
Yeah, Johnny.
He's talking to Triss, isn't he?
I'm talking to Triss.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
he's talking to Triss. Yeah.
Johnny is laughing about her family's murder.
Yeah.
Back on the ship. You guys are waking up. I assume some tea is being brewed.
Oh, there's been tea all the whole time.
Let me have a cup this time, Dom says.
Of course.
Something calming. I'm about to go to bed.
She pauses, thinks about it, and she goes,
Gotta maintain that overnight schedule.
I have a friend who says this one always helps him sleep. Considering I didn't know he could sleep, that's quite interesting. She brews him a cup.
You always say the most interesting things as asides, Dom says towards you.
I get that a lot.
Bali is going to sort of look over, and she shares like a, he has no idea, sort of glance with Euphemia. Hey, Hero says, I wanted to talk to you.
Who's he talking to?
Kind of the group.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about what Damleth and them felt when we were
Where's Potjack?
He is downstairs still sleeping.
Well, I would prefer he not know that our little friend here can tell what people are feeling.
Can't all Meeks do that?
Most Meeks. It is a learned skill.
Oh.
Yeah, Hero is definitely superior at it to most.
Also, most people ignore the hell out of Meeks.
So they might even just forget that they can do it.
I don't think Potjack's even noticed the Hero's here.
Yeah.
So when we were fighting, the one that was the strongest was Ace, of course. He wasn't... He was mostly excited. Like he had waited for, a festival or something, and it had come. He was really enjoying himself during the fight. He didn't even have the normal associations with pain. It was almost like he wasn't really feeling any pain.
How much is known about Ace?
Almost nothing. I mean, the fact he is often considered by the uninitiated to be the leader of Satan's Hand.
Oh, yeah.
It's known that he raided Giran several years ago in a famous victory for Roland, and he basically made a bunch of children spy on the city for him and open the gates.
That's right.
Hence his name, the Snatcher. He likes children to do his bidding.
It's well known that he's a psychopath.
I mean, just the idea that he is the leader of a terrorist group sort of specifies that.
Not necessarily.
I mean, people don't know how crazy he is. I mean, he is thought to be a very powerful warrior by reputation.
Is his fate known?
Yes. Almost everyone knows Ace's fate. It's very famous.
Remind me again.
He is unbreakable.
That's right.
Because it's so simple. But behind the excitement, there was a really deep sadness in Ace. Like there was a Meek in my village. He had a girl he fancied, and he couldn't be with her because of what her family thought of him. And his sadness, I mean, a lifetime of never being able to be with the one he loved, was probably less than Ace's. Before he comes up, Potjack was having fun. He wasn't like a fight. He was kind of like roughhousing, he says.
Well, we had history.
Zio was just hateful. I mean, it was just burning spite. There wasn't really anything else. And Dambleth, he was full of rage, but calculating. Patient. But definitely excited, I think, about the prospect of killing Yen-Jassi. As you all hear that, you go about your normal morning routines, waiting for the others to return. And it goes quite well. However, you need to roll a DC 13 Constitution, DC 12 Constitution check. As you all are along the trail, you accidentally run into poisonous briar.
Oh dear.
Shit. 9.
You have inspiration.
2 inspiration. Yeah, I'll use it, I guess. Hey! 16.
The rest of you are going to feel nauseous for about 5 minutes, and you wait around before carrying the wood on. But Triss begins to be violently sick.
Go forth, Paladin. Do something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a paladin.
I mean, I can make her feel better. I can do stuff.
Actually, I forget that you can do stuff like that too. I forget that you can heal.
I am technically the ship doctor.
Gosh, that's dark.
Yeah, I'll do
3 heals being this group.
I'll do lay on
So, yeah.
hands on her.
Yeah.
Although I like to defer to him
As
for it
you
because I
cure
don't know
the
what
poison
spells
within her,
I'm also like a doctor.
she is going to struggle to stand. It looks like the poison has exhausted her. But she will be able to walk back. She needs to lighten her load a little bit, so Prongor and you and Jenny split a little bit more of her load, and you all return to the ship.
I was going to say, I mean, me and Prongor can maybe get it if Johnny can just help Triss.
Alright, we will go ahead and end it there for the time being, great heroes. Thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, please give us a like and a subscribe. And we will see you all next time on Mythia.